Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale.
Hold the mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Today, we're on one of our favorite stops on the Lunchbox tour and one of the favorite places on the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group.
Is this the most popular joint?
Almost
on Let's Eat
unanimous.
Now?
I mean,
so right up there with Tropical in terms of the number of comments that are made, posts that are made about the place, no?
Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, 525 North Federal Highway. Free parking in the garage right behind us. You could see it, the garage. 4 hours of
I
free
got the
parking.
last freebie space.
Make sure you pull in between the lines.
I don't know, do the lines matter here? That's Lauderdale by the sea.
That's only Lauderdale
I
by
don't
the
know.
sea. This is
Yeah.
a private garage.
They bring a person out. They literally, they take a razor blade and shave a little paint off like they were Earl Scheib.
That's when we're at even keel.
And then, if you're over the line, that's
Here,
it, yeah.
As you found out, I think if you don't park in your assigned spot or more than 4 hours,
There has to be a sign. There has to be the sign.
Did they put like one of those annoying stickers all over the window of your car? Or
No, very subtle.
Nothing?
Like where, 3 weeks later, all of a sudden you say, "What's this? I'm getting tapped for $79 here."
Wait, that's at.
That's at Lauderdale. No,
Lauderdale.
here. That's what happened to me.
That doesn't.
But they expanded a number of spaces, and Brandon is trying to expand our waistlines immediately.
He's losing weight.
Oh
Meanwhile,
my God!
So much stuff going on here today. We're kicking off a doubleheader
Well,
tonight.
I
We're
have to
going
ask you this before we get started. I know you got a lot of agenda to deal with here, but the two drinks. What is that?
Well,
what,
we're gonna get
what
to
is the theory here?
We're gonna get
But why
to-
do you have both?
We're going to
of them?
get to anything. I first want to start with the schmutz on your microphone
that was
cover.
disgusting. Yeah.
I have to apologize. And basically what happens is we rotate headsets every day. And the one that I end
is that
up
all
using,
from you?
because I keep eating while I'm talking and I keep the microphone near me, we have to take these like little, do they
No,
call
you
these
keep talking while you're eating.
wind socks? Do
Yeah.
they call it the wind sock or something? We
It's
got to
in my
take all
cover.
these wind
It
socks.
keeps you from having a
I
sibilant
have
S.
extras, but I can't.
A
What, you guys
sibilant
want me to have
S.
40
Yeah.
Look
extras?
at this
Like,
schmutz. It looks like a little mustard.
No, you still have
literally,
it
they
there.
get dirty
That looks like
every show. There's only so many
Yeah.
extras I'm going to have. That's
I
sort of
don't
the
know.
problem.
Lubie's taking this personally, but he should.
It's just annoying because you guys worry about the dumbest crap. Like, this is stuff that has nothing to do with the show that no one watching cares
but
about.
This is the
But this is the
minutia
crap you stupid
of a
guys
daily
care about.
live stream
bothers me.
/ podcast that people love. Like, can you take these wind socks to a dry cleaner?
No,
and
I love it that
No,
it's
you
all
buy
your
a new
fault.
one.
I love it that you're all
You
your
just buy a
fault.
new one, but I'm
And
not going to
talking
keep
about
100.
Focusing on minutia, brings us to the battle of the cocktail glasses.
Oh, that's what the
we got
reason
some
is,
great
yeah.
food. Brandon is going to be joining us later. The great, director of operations here for Batch New Southern Kitchen, 3 locations:
Oh, it
West
smells
Palm
great.
Beach, West
What is
Del
that?
Rey, Fort Lauderdale. Fried green tomatoes,
Oh yeah, wow.
the Nashville hot
Wow.
chicken sliders, and in honor, I guess,
That looks
of
like a steak.
the Southern theme, they got a kind of a new reworking of their baby back rib
Oh, sweet.
dish
Yes,
here.
yes, they
Wow.
are.
So we're going to be going in for
Give
that.
Lubie a couple of those because I think he's sort of insulted by.
I'm not anything. I
Your
just-
whole
And
thing.
Brandon on cue
Um,
bringing out a chicken
Oh
pot
no,
pie.
that is a hit, man.
Back
Look at
by
that.
top
Oh,
of the
my
pan.
God. It
Winter-
has everything you could possibly want: chicken pot pie and the biscuit, a giant size biscuit.
Look at this,
Unbelievable.
a tray of biscuits here,
Oh,
a
geez.
giant biscuit on top of the chicken pot pie there. Brandon is wasting away to nothing. I wish I could have whatever he's having because he's,
Is he's shooting those empty?
no,
No.
he
has
is doing it
self-control.
the
He's a military
old-fashioned
guy.
way because he's a Marine and he has
Yep.
discipline. And
But he's with Kevin also. Kevin is bulked up to the point where he really will knock somebody out at that boxing event.
yeah, Kevin Danilo wants to get in on the meatballs.
I wouldn't
and
put him in
boxing.
there because we might be subject to litigation.
No,
That you brought the guy into the
waivers
event.
will be signed. There will be no litigation. But Brandon's in a
Can we
great
issue a
mood.
disclaimer here
He's
that we have
dropped-
nothing to do with it if somebody gets knocked out?
He's dropped over 25 pounds the old-fashioned way, running, and he's
Since
cut
the
out.
last time we were here?
Yes, well, since 2 months ago that we were here, yeah.
Oh, my
And
God.
basically, he cut out alcohol. He
Yeah.
said he drank a little
Well, that's
bit
a
on New
mistake,
Year's
yeah.
and the holidays. But getting back to not cutting out drinking is me. And one of the things, as you said, Defo, this place has become hugely popular. It's such a hit on the Let's Eat group. We've had to put a moratorium on like these positive
they're
glowing
limited?
reviews.
Yeah.
We gotta
Why would you
kinda-
do that? Because there's no fetching?
It gets boring, I guess.
Because
It's boring
it's-
because everybody loves the place. Think
it's-
about
it's
this, Mayo.
repetitive.
You may as well join the MAGA people.
It's repetitive,
This
and we
wasn't
like
Mayo,
to have
actually.
things like
Mayo
I
would be
think
very
now
happy.
people are realizing how great this place is. And again, we do
Wow. Look at
love, they
this.
love getting feedback, but we did have
you
a
got?
post from a woman who went to the Delray
Oh,
Beach
with the
location
glass issue.
with the
Okay.
glasses.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes, Mayo
And I'm
doesn't
not going to
forget.
name any names. All I
Oh,
know
go
is
ahead. You gotta. I
No,
mean,
no.
the poor woman was castrated or whatever. I mean,
well,
on there.
her real initials are FB, so you could use your imagination. But her, she has been a member of the group since almost day one, since the first month that Let's Eat South Florida started in October of 2018. She joined in November of 2018. But the thing that she used to like to do was when I would go around and praise a restaurant when I was the critic for the Sun Sentinel.
which was rare.
No,
No,
I mean,
that you praised it.
I was
No,
fair.
you were
I
good.
mean,
Yeah, no.
I
You did that very well,
I
Mayo. I
gave-
will say that about you. The transition from sports writing to writing about food is
well,
not an
I
easy
went
one.
from sports
You did
to
news.
Yeah.
news
Oh,
and
and the news.
politics,
Yeah.
You
and then
softened it.
finally
That's versatility. I mean, you could play all 5 positions on a basketball court. That you could write this stuff, entirely different genres, and you did the food very well. I was a big fan of yours.
and it was fun while it lasted. But like I said, I switched from news to food because I felt like when you're on
Because you ate for free.
when you're on the Titanic, sometimes you want to go to the midnight buffet before the
fun
ship
part,
goes
yeah.
The
down.
news had to be a drag. I told you that. I spent like 1 week as a news editor at the Ontario Daily Report. People thought I was misguided. I was gambling too much, and I was screwing around too much when I was on the sports writing beat. And they said, well, you know what? You're wasting your potential, DeForest. We're going to make you a news guy. You're going to become the city desk editor. And I did it for a week, and I couldn't stand it for 1 second. I never was more tortured in my lifetime. Everybody smoking cigarettes
It's a
at
lot
the
of
desk.
depressing stuff.
Oh, my God.
Some
And who
people-
wants to
in the
edit
old
other people's
days-
copy? I mean,
In the old days, the news side people would be really cynical and really drunk. They would go out and drink every night.
we drank every
To-
night. Yeah,
to
at a
wash
Chinese
away.
restaurant, which was across the street.
And then at a certain point, the news people became like a bunch of prigs, like holier than thou killjoys, that there were never any fun.
Did your
because-
news staff ever do the thing where you called in a reservation for Mike Hunt?
No.
Jesus.
No? Okay.
the news staff? I
that,
did
that,
that. as
was like the big
How'd
joke.
you know that was my nom de plume when I
Mike
made
Hunt,
reservations
not-
as the restaurant critic?
That would
And they
be
would
it.
make the announcement,
Mike
table for 2 for
Hunt.
Mike Hunt.
Oh my
Mike Hunt.
Oh my God.
And everybody got a big kick out of it. It was so stupid. I mean, this is like 50 years ago
It's like a
humor.
Simpsons thing.
Yeah.
Yes, we're keeping it high class here. Anyway, so getting back to this woman, whenever I would write a positive review, it seemed like she would go to the place and then write the most scathing review on Let's Eat South Florida. Like she always hated any place that I liked. And
Oh,
she
really?
seemed to get
See, that seems
she
ridiculous.
seemed
yeah.
to get off on that. Now
You may be wrong about Skyline Chili because I thought of you immediately. It's finally becoming a Valvoline oil change center.
Yeah.
The one,
The one
and the
here on the east
structure is
side.
actually up
Yes,
now.
it's up.
It's not quite there yet, but it's taken 15 years.
So getting back to this woman, she sent out kind of she made it clear in some comment a week or so ago that she was going to be checking out Batch in West Delray, and I was like, oh no, batten down the hatches, because given her past, I was expecting a complete rip job. I was very pleased to see that she went out there and she had a lovely experience. She enjoyed all her food, because how could you not? Look at this
Oh,
stuff.
man, that
Fried
looks
green
ridiculous.
tomatoes.
I
and
don't
the
know where to
ribs
start,
and the
yeah.
biscuits.
Yeah.
Go digging on the
I
lovely.
didn't want to be a pig,
This-
because
no,
it's
go
going
for
to
it, because-
require me to grab the biscuit off
No,
the
you
You
top.
can
can
cut it
cool.
in 4.
And
Yeah.
this item here, which we had when we were up in West Delray last month with Kevin
Oh,
Danilo,
my
the
God.
founder,
Great.
it's a limited time kind of winter
You said there's 2
seasonal
weeks
item.
left, actually. Let people
Only
know
2 weeks left.
Wanna
of
try
I'm a
chicken
huge
pot
pot
pies.
pie
I
fan.
know
You love pot pies.
You ate more of any item that I've ever
Yeah,
seen
you love the pot pie.
on this show
Yeah, you went for the pot pie.
last month, and I
Oh, yeah.
almost
No, I
couldn't even
love
get
it. Yeah, yeah.
a bite in edgewise.
I'm going to let you go
But
first. Then.
anyway, this woman, FB, she food and beverage, it stands for. She
You said her name like what Monday?
Well,
You talked
I
about
mean,
Did I?
would you
Fran-
qualify
Fran
this?
Brown.
I know where you're going with this.
Or-
Would you qualify
I do
this
love
as the most ridiculous minutia complaint you've
course.
ever heard of in your life?
No, it,
Because
Well,
there's
so you guys
nothing-
bitched about my covers.
If I had
as
a
I was hitting
martini in
go
that
live.
glass, I'd be fine with
the
it.
second most ridiculous, because Lubie is upset that we're
I don't-
complaining
I
about.
don't
No,
want it to be
Lubie takes it
dirty.
personally. I love that
No,
about
it's
Lubie.
just-
But
I
it's
you're
really
my
do.
right.
fault.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
the one who who
Well, no, multiple
spits?
people get them dirty. I've changed them all out. But that's the thing is, if they get dirty every show, I'm not gonna have 100.
There was so much
Clean
slime
ones
on mine,
waiting.
though, it had to be Mayo.
Well, I kept that one there
Steve
on purpose.
Eckert is looking at us like
I love
we
Steve,
just
man. Look at
landed
this
from
guy,
a foreign planet.
What do you have there,
Friend
Steve?
of the show,
Scallops?
Yes,
Scallops?
crab cake.
came out.
Oh, crab
crab
cake.
cake.
Nice,
They have the
nice.
crab
Nice
cake.
crab
They
cake.
have it on their lunch menu. They have the crab cake on their brunch menu here with the crab cakes Benedict. Seems to be a smash hit. But getting back to
Freaking
Fran.
Jack LaLanne
are you
over
ready
here.
to come
Oh,
on?
my
All right,
God.
so her lone nitpick was that when she went to the restaurant in Delray Beach and she ordered, it's kind of a vodka straight up with a splash of cranberry. It's not a full-on cosmopolitan, but she was a little bit upset that it was served in what's known as this. This is a coupe glass, and it's a perfectly appropriate vehicle for straight up cocktails or even martinis. And I said, I'm going to come in today and bring my own V-shaped martini glass, which
There
is
you
what
go.
she likes. And I'm going to do a taste test to see whether there is any difference in taste. It's the same volume. Spoke to.
I would prefer this glass to that glass.
Well, this one
It's
seems to
prettier.
be classier. It's like back from the 20s. You're thinking The Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the only thing is, I can think is maybe Fran in a past life was on the Titanic as it went down and was drinking from a coupe glass.
Oh, here's
And
to
it
you,
brings
man.
back bad
Here's to
memories.
you.
But we have here, tell us, and welcome back, Brandon. You're
Thank you.
wasting away
What-
nothing.
what- what is going on with this guy?
I'm good. I ate twice today already. I'm good.
What is the
You're doing
regimen,
high
though?
protein, right? It's high
Mayo's
protein?
going and he's visiting various doctors, like he's like on that show, the 600-pound, life or whatever. And you did this just by working out.
Yeah, I mean, I turned 40 this year, so I
40?
yeah,
Oh,
I
my
know,
God.
I know,
Oh, you
whatever.
You're
But
a
I
kid.
just wanted
You're a
to, I
kid.
wanted to
Three
get
on
back
you.
into shape, back to my military days, and I just kind of set some goals. So that's what I'm going after.
Well, I was gonna, and I'll do this too. Was it part also being former military man or current? I guess you're always a military man. That you wanted to see if you could. Like a lot of time, I'll do things because I haven't pushed myself
Yeah.
in a while. I'm like, okay, let's see if I can do this for a month. And then once you do it, you're like, all right, screw it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just that, dedication to, achieving a goal. So
Yes.
that's really what it is. I turned 40, just wanted to get my health back in shape and, myself back in
You
shape.
look great, my friend.
Imagine
Appreciate
worrying about what's happening when you're turning 40, Mayo. I mean, it's like a distant memory for me. I was having a pretty good time, as I recall.
Also, when you're surrounded by biscuits all day,
Yeah.
it's pretty
Yeah.
easy to
Speaking of
avoid.
which,
This would
Yeah.
kill you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
gain
yeah.
weight,
I
yeah.
gotta get one of these.
Yeah.
Do you want one?
I'm
Steve?
good.
Or
I
you gonna
got
get
all
that
this.
one?
And the pot pie, by the way, unbelievable, man. The first couple of bites, just sensational.
It's
And it's a whole different treatment, because you're used to like getting like a Morton's pot pie or something, and it's frozen, and it never comes out right, no matter how you cook it, microwave,
100%.
air fryer, whatever the
Yeah,
hell.
I mean, that was one of our big
this
staples.
This is like raw essence, beautiful, like you were in Kentucky somewhere, and they made you a pot pie.
Exactly. We had it on the
Absolutely
menu
fantastic,
years
yeah.
ago, and it didn't have the real estate on the menu update. We took it off, and then we actually had a bunch of guests, asking for it back. So, what better time of the year to bring it back as a limited time
Oh, so
offering?
beautiful. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
wow.
Guests
it gets
are
a
loving
little
it, yeah.
chillier. Yeah, beautiful.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, what's the monthly? Is it the jam du jour?
Yeah, the chef's mood right now is a strawberry. So very
Nice. Or just
traditional
straight up?
strawberry, just
Okay.
straight up strawberry. The last one was a peach vanilla.
Ooh, we missed
Wild
that.
berry is kind of always in rotation. So the strawberry is great.
It's
I
ridiculous.
personal
dare anybody
favorite.
to come here
No, it's ridiculous.
and order these biscuits and just say there's something wrong with them.
No,
Because
no.
they're delicious. They're so, excuse me, consistent.
He's about to pass out. It's so
This
good.
is how the microphones got screwed up.
I'm aware. That's the problem.
They're so good. All right, getting back to the glasses.
Right.
Now, you guys, it's become almost comical in that we think people are now just running angles where they're going to come and post on Let's Eat like some minor nitpick complaint, and that you and Kevin are going to give them like a 5-night cruise to the Caribbean.
Yeah. I
I'm
on
gonna
my
go
trip
on
to
and,
Aspen, I had there was no butter.
The
with
timeshare in Aspen, the 5-night Caribbean cruise,
No.
3 nights at the Ritz down in Key Biscayne.
We're just really just trying to display our true sense of hospitality.
Yes.
I mean, a couple years ago when we looked at the brand, looked at the business, kind of the economy and everything with the restaurant industry as a whole, you really just kind of need a niche and a good side. And when we looked at the area, the other restaurants and just everything that what we were doing, Southern brand, Southern hospitality, just really, we're hand in hand. So we just really dedicated our lives to hospitality and to serving others. And that's really just what we've been doing. And the exposure we've gotten from Let's Eat South Florida has been fantastic. fantastic.
And that's a real, I'm so happy about the way everything has worked out because, you and Kevin invited us in. I came, it was over a year ago, and I was blown away by the food. I thought it was really good. And I understand that you had, in the past, there was some issues with management. People got a little bit turned off, and you're trying to turn it around. And, with the help of, being involved with the Lunchbox and then the Let's Eat group, it's really, I think, brought new people in here.
Yep.
I've never, like just judging by the reaction, it seems like you guys are, how to make people happy now. And
For sure. I mean, the core concept of batch, I mean, it's always been there. The food's been great. Scratch bar, scratch kitchen. We've always had that.
Yeah.
We just kind of were missing the exposure side here in Fort Lauderdale. And that's really just kind of what happened. I mean, it's a beautiful restaurant. It's a beautiful space. We have this great outdoor patio. We just didn't get the traction of, foot traction, coming through the doors. And, that's the one good thing that Let's Eat has, done for us is just get our name out there.
Right.
And whether you like us or you don't, give us a shot. And that's really all we want.
And you guys are open to feedback and constructive criticism. And all right, so this woman, I consider it nitpicky. I, of course,
that was beyond nitpicky, though.
But my wise ass self said, okay, I'm going to bring a V-shaped martini glass today, and I'm going to do a taste test of this and explain this is one of your great drinks that you have here, right?
It's the pecan whiskey sour. It's my personal favorite.
Okay,
right,
so
let's
what
see.
could be? Is it that? Because again, a lot of the times, look can
This
screw
looks
up.
classy to me.
Is it that you feel like you're getting more with that glass? Because to me, it's not a look thing. That looks nicer to me and more elegant. And you made
I
sure
was
that
told
they're the
both of
exact same
these-
pour.
Yes.
This is 5 ounces
Yes.
in each glass.
Yes.
And this is a 6-ounce glass, so it doesn't go
And
up all
I'm
the
not
way
gonna
to
lie,
the
looking
rim.
at it with my eye,
This is
that
5
looks like you're getting so much more.
Correct.
But you guys measured the drink. So I understand people just like to find reasons to
Perception.
complain, but I
It's
just
wider and
Perception.
rounder, and this makes me feel like it's kind of a vibe.
That
of
would be
more
good for a
elegant.
martini,
Exactly.
Yes,
champagne.
Yeah, champagne, exactly.
Very nice.
It's a
It
little bit
represents very
more.
well.
It's a little bit more elevated.
I think it's a classy glass.
And this
I really do.
woman's, because when I pointed out that it is, even by
But
any
remember, she hates you.
standard mixologists say that the coupe glass is an appropriate vehicle for any straight up cocktail,
Yes, it is.
martini, or champagne.
Yep.
And she's like, I like my martinis in a martini glass and my champagnes in a flute. And it's like, okay. And then, of course, Kevin chimes in of like, we're so sorry. We're going to
Yeah.
go out and order some of these
He
V-shaped
bought like 100
glasses.
glasses. I mean,
Just for her.
And,
so crazy.
all right, so here's the taste test. I just took one sip from here, and I took
Does
now
it make it
another
taste
sip
different?
here.
I guess that's true. Maybe that has magic, and that angle makes it taste different
Tastes
than the other
exactly the
Same
same.
drink?
Now, I will say this, and this is interesting.
Oh,
It
no, you
seems
like it better out of that
the
glass?
foamy egg white top seems to
one.
hold
It sits more in
Oh,
there.
better.
no, Mayo.
in this glass. Now, why? I have no idea.
Wait a
I
minute,
think it's
Mayo.
because it's submerged a little bit, because in a 6-ounce glass, when it's below the air surface,
Mhm.
it hasn't broken up yet, whereas this one more...
You're siding with the person that you're ripping
the lunatic.
unceremoniously.
Look,
the
I
lunatic
call balls and
fringe.
strikes, and
You're
I'm just
honest,
saying
yes.
there's no difference in the taste of the drink.
Correct.
And I don't know why, but it has maintained its foamy essence
We
a little
say
bit.
we say it a lot in the restaurant industry. Just perception's reality, and
Yep.
people's perception is exactly what that is. So if they want a V-shaped martini glass and their perception is value, you're going to see a little bit more value out of that taller V-shaped glass, whereas it goes down to the
Right.
point.
By
And the
the
coupe
way,
glass-
But are these
Go
the
ahead.
types of things that you'll take in and say, all right, we're going to order some of these glasses and make them available if anybody requests it? Or does it go against the concept of
nobody would request
how
it.
you've designed
Other
the
than
cocktails?
Very few people would request it. If you
Yeah.
do, I mean, we don't change our entire brand and concept for one person. If we look at it as a whole and somebody identifies a problem or something that we internally are doing wrong or something we could do better, then yes, we'll open that for discussion.
But do you make notes? Like when I was the critic, my picture was like a wanted poster hanging in kitchens, like a bounty $200. If you see this man, report him to the authorities immediately and let us know, and that way we make sure they. But like for people who maybe have some persnickety desires, do you put notes in the system, like if they make a reservation and they'll say, "Get out the martini glass"?
It depends. I mean, it's part of our style of hospitality. So if we know something special about some guest, or they have a preference or an allergy or some type of other restriction that, you know, we need to let the chef know and we can really make their experience enhanced, then absolutely, you know, we're going to do everything that we can to make sure that the experience
I have to say this because I just had my first taste of this biscuit. I put a little of the honey butter on there.
Mhm.
Oh God, it's so good.
I mean, it hits you like a left hand from Larry Holmes.
Right.
It's unbelievable. It's so great. And, you know, that's really the essence of what you guys are all about, the subtle flavors and the way you do the
And
presentation.
the service in the skillet. I mean, to get it out of a hot skillet, right out of the oven.
Right out of the oven. Yeah,
It
I mean,
just-
we warn our guests all the time. I have little burns all over my hands from just delivering them to the tables where, you know, it
I,
hits
I
your
would not have
knuckle.
noticed the glass differential, though. I mean, if I was a customer here and they served me whatever in that glass or that glass, it would make absolutely zero difference.
99.9% of people wouldn't even
Yeah.
know the difference. But if
I-
you're
I
looking,
would be
if you're
impressed
looking
with
for
this one.
something, then sure, you can find anything you want.
No,
Wow.
and this is part of the reason why I love you guys. Besides the fact that you feed us every month, is the fact that you have a good. You know, some people would kind of get bristly and say, "Oh, why do
Look
you have
how
to bring
Lubie
that up?"
reacted to the
And, like,
thing about the microphone.
you play
coverage.
along with the whole thing, and you know, some people
I wouldn't do it to a
people
client.
can be
I'd just do two
ridiculous.
pieces.
Let's face it. I'm a
Mhm.
ridiculous person a lot of times, but
Oh, yeah.
you
Yes,
go
that's
along
right.
with it because that's part of the hospitality business. If you're going to get into this game,
Yep.
you got to be willing to not just put up with or tolerate people's little odd
You
idiosyncrasies,
got to be able to take a punch.
but you take a punch and you turn the frowns into smiles, and then hopefully you got fans for life.
For
right?
sure. I mean, a lot of the guests that I've met along my career, I mean, came and stemmed on something that we like self-induced, some kind of problem that we did, and I was able to, you know, contact the guest or talk to them, you know, in the future about, you know, how we can make the situation better.
Right. And
you
the
know?
other thing I love about you and Kevin is that you own your stuff. Like if something goes wrong,
For sure.
you just apologize and try to make it better and
100%.
try to get them back and win their hearts and minds for
Exactly.
the next time.
They
So
went overboard here. No, they really did.
that's it.
I mean, if I lost one customer over this, I wouldn't be upset considering the success of the restaurant and you know, the various locations. But
You know me. If I opened a restaurant, not only would
oh, you would never be
I
able
would
to
make
survive.
You know what,
Sir Bone look like
pussycat
Henry
compared to you,
Kissinger,
yes.
like the master diplomat. I would just be saying, "Go," you know, like I'm not.
You
built
would have
that
one of
way.
those
Reno
old
should,
Gatling
open
guns,
something up.
yeah. You'd be shooting people down from the kitchen.
Well, the funny thing is, it would probably be popular just because people would go there just to
Yeah.
get
I'd be
slammed by
like the
you.
soup Nazi.
Yes, they
Well,
would go
you
there
know,
just to have
people
you
can
be
see it on the
them.
group.
You've been coming back very strong on people though lately. I mean,
Lately,
you've been
I've-
flattening people. There's something going on with you, Mayo.
I think what it is
Flattening
is
people. I mean,
restaurant
just
up
very.
Mayo.
for the longest time, I was just trying to be Mr. Good, you know, good guy, only positivity, treat everybody nice.
That didn't last long. I noticed that. Yeah.
I get tired of it. I get tired of
No,
There-
among the complaints I've seen, you know, and I worked at a zillion restaurants. I've heard every complaint, but that was among the most absurd things I've ever seen, and especially when you consider the circumstances that it was Bat Southern Kitchen.
but it's not absurd to them, and that's the
That's
point.
their,
Like,
that's
perception
Brandon
is
and Kevin.
reality.
But at
Yes.
that point, they shouldn't be
Perception is
eating out.
reality.
I mean, they really shouldn't.
you want to
They're-
talk? Let's talk about something that I found absurd in today's post, which is, and I don't know if people do this here because you have a dessert program, and that banana pudding is great. But when you have birthday parties and people want to bring their own cakes, what's your birthday cake policy?
We have a cake cutting fee if people want to bring outside desserts to our restaurant.
Right.
You know, we're a scratch kitchen, so we want to put all of our products out there. We spend a lot of time with
Right.
the culinary program just designing.
So
our
you will
desserts.
allow it, but for the labor and the cutting and the plates,
Correct. It's similar to a corkage fee.
which I think is
Which makes sense,
completely
though. That makes sense.
justified.
Mhm.
But I also think it's on the part of the guest. If you're going to a restaurant,
Ask.
like bringing in outside food is kind of a little bit offensive to the restaurant itself,
other-
especially.
Well, I didn't see
One
this
thing if
post.
they
Did
don't
someone call
offer
ahead
dessert.
and ask? Because that's whenever we wanted to do with my family in the past, just because someone likes a certain dessert and whatever, I would always call ahead and ask.
Yep.
Did this
Right.
person say they just showed up
Well,
with it?
so this was, and so get this, one of our great sponsors and one of the greatest, you know, just most refined, highest end restaurants, Italian restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo.
Oh, Jesus.
Somebody wrote up how they went to a
God.
birthday party at Casa D'Angelo in Boca Raton,
Okay.
and everything was exquisite, marvelous, high end, great service, great wines. But they said, oh, the person who was the birthday boy really loves the cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory. So they brought in a Cheesecake Factory cheesecake
But they
to
didn't call
Casa
or ask.
D'Angelo.
So they didn't call or ask. Okay.
But
see,
the
there you go.
person who wrote up the beautiful review, because I said, did they charge a fee for bringing in the
Probably.
own cake? And it's like, this is when I took my gloves off. I'm not so Mr. Nice Guy. It's like, I got to be honest. I'm a little surprised that at a restaurant the caliber of Casa D'Angelo, where they have their own desserts, that somebody would bring in their own cake from Cheesecake Factory. But it's a testament also to the hospitality and generosity of Angelo Elia that they allowed it, and the person who posted didn't know whether there was a charge. And I was saying there better have been a charge, because if there wasn't,
They should have whacked him
There's
for
definitely
100.
limits.
Yeah.
I mean, there's limits to hospitality. I mean, if it's going to change your brand or change what you're doing, then obviously you have to find a different angle for something.
Right.
I mean, I got into a confrontation with a guest. They put in their notes on a reservation.
Confrontation?
Well, they asked in their open table reservation for the staff to come over and sing "Happy Birthday" to them, and the staff
in
didn't.
the court of G or C, or was it?
And the staff did not sing. It's just not something that we
don't
traditionally do. And
Right.
they were upset that the staff didn't come out and clap and sing "Happy Birthday" and make a big ordeal out of it. And it just,
That's always embarrassing, I think, for the
me
guy
too.
whose birthday it is.
There's a limit to hospitality.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I want to
If
go
it's
above
not
and beyond for somebody,
usually done. I mean, I guess. I mean, that's just kind of cheesy.
Corny.
So
I could always live without that. I really
I could live without that. But to me, like bringing in a cake and a place like, even if it was here, you have your desserts, you have, and Angelo, they have a great tiramisu. Like, it's insulting. It'd be like if
they have a pastry chef
somebody
over
is
there.
coming in for a birthday party at Casa D'Angelo and says, "Oh, one of my guests doesn't like Italian food. Is it okay if he brings in some takeout Chinese?"
It's very likened to that.
Unless a naked woman is popping out of the cake. What's the point?
True.
I mean, why not just go with what they have? I mean, you're trusting the restaurant to put on a good show for your party. Trust them to have the dessert.
That's it.
I mean, that would be the way to go.
Hey, we got to take our first break. We've got a busy day. This is the first part of a doubleheader. Me and Lubie are going to be doing a Lunchbox After Dark edition tonight from the Walk and Roll Asian
I
themed
hope you
event
guys get along better at that one.
at the Visit Lauderdale Food and
Yeah,
Wine
fine.
Festival, which underway. Every event has been sold out, except there are still a few tickets for tonight's Walk and
Oh,
Roll
Walk and
event.
Roll.
So go online right
That
now.
sounds
to
like one of the best ones.
VLFoodWine.com.
It's a lot of fun.
Let me
Really
tell
is a
you
lot of fun.
why. If you go on to VLFoodWine.com right now, because all the other events, the ticketed events, are sold out, including Saturday's Grand Tasting, where I'll be a judge, tomorrow night's Barbecue Battle, where I'll be a judge, Sunday's inaugural Brunch event that's sold out now. So you come to Batch on Sunday for your
grab
Sunday
their
brunch.
Yeah.
But tonight, there's still tickets left. If you go online right now to VLFoodWine.com and put in the Lunchbox promo code Lunchbox, you'll get an extra 15% off the already low price of $85. So it's about it'll be about a $15 savings. But if you show up at the door tonight to get in, it's $50 more.
Yeah, so
Oh,
try it
geez.
now.
15% less online now, VLFoodWine.com, or $50 more. I think we know the right decision.
Yeah.
Go check it out. Let's make all the events sellouts, and that way Phil and Kate will be happy with us on
What is it
Lunchbox.
called? Walk and bowl?
Walk
and
and
roll. Like, I think
Roll.
on rock and roll, but
It sounds
because it's Asian.
great.
All
man.
kinds
It
of
really
great
does.
Well,
dishes.
and I want people to, and I get it, weekdays are different than weekends. That's true. But South Florida, people go out weekdays. I feel like people hear walk and roll and think it's like just Chinese food. We're just Japanese. Like, it's the one thing I
Sushi
saw last year.
rolls?
It's
That's the
very,
roll.
but it's Asian. So there's a
Asian.
very
Pan-Asian.
widespread,
And who doesn't like Asian food? They're going to have all kinds of good
very
sushi,
widespread.
ramen,
The
dumplings.
whole thing.
How much is this
They may
cost?
have Indian food.
Well,
honestly.
if you go online and
'Cause
you
that's in
use
Asia
the
like that.
Lunchbox promo code, it's going to be about $70 to
$70
$75
for that?
a ticket
Are you kidding
for
me?
and
a
it's
whole
out.
night.
There
That's
are
awesome.
drinks there. There's
Few
there's
tickets
different kinds of
left.
Drinks.
Let's
It's a
make
really
it a
good time.
sellout,
And it's a
and
real.
we're going
It's
to
a
have a
lot
great
of fun.
time. We're going to start our
For
show.
you to draw Lubie away from his trivia show
Yes,
that he
I'm
does
losing. I'm
every
actually
Thursday?
losing money.
So once a year
Come
thing.
on, he's
But it's
losing
worth
money
it.
on
But
that.
it's
we
worth
love-
it. It's a freaking blast.
We
It's
love
a lot
our
of fun.
friend Tuan from Miso Japanese Tapas is going to be there, along with our friend Jimmy Anderson from Sweet Aloha Ice Cream.
Oh,
So
nice.
many great places do a great
That was
job.
great.
It's going to be great. So come on out. VLFoodWine.com.
May I know you're not inclined to maybe dive into this, but
Well,
these
we can-
fried green tomatoes
Oh,
with
I'm cool.
the
No,
with
they're
the-
fantastic.
it looks like
No, they're
grits. Are those
fantastic.
grits?
All right, let's take our
Oh,
first
they're with
break.
the grits?
Fantastic.
We'll be
Yeah.
back. Do you,
Oh,
can
they're
you
with the
stay
grits?
one more?
Oh, your
Can you
grits are
stay
nuts.
one more second?
Of course,
Okay,
of course.
great. We'll be back with Brandon, the great director of ops here at Bash New Southern Kitchen, after these words. Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar. a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasta platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi. Fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed. For the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining, and they are now featuring a monthly lamb roast brunch on the first Sunday of every month. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima for reservations. All right, we're back at Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, downtown Fort Lauderdale, 525 North Federal Highway. Is that the right address?
525 North Federal Highway.
525 North Federal Highway. During the break, I was enjoying some of these sumptuous dishes. That chicken pot pie is so satisfying.
Right.
It is just a beautiful winter dish when the temperature dips. Fried green tomatoes on top of the
cheese
cheesy
grits.
Oof,
Yep.
fantastic.
That's a great combo.
It is hard to find a bad bite here. You might not find the shape of cocktail glass that you like.
People are always looking, though. I mean, there's always somebody that's like a non-meat eater or whatever. And that's another thing I love about this place because Lubie's diving into the ribs. They're fall off the bone delicious.
Yep.
And then if you get these fried green tomatoes, perfect for any vegetarian. And you're getting so much flavor. I mean, it's like you're getting an exquisite dish here. And You don't usually find these kind of flavors in any kind of strictly vegetable dish. It's
there's
absolutely incredible.
There's not too many restaurants around town that have fried green tomatoes. Period.
Yeah.
You know,
no,
so
that's good.
when we put them on, we didn't just want fried green tomatoes on a plate like you would.
You don't see him at Skyline Chili, his favorite place. I mean, yeah.
No, this is great. It's a great dish. It's on all week long.
It's on every menu that we have.
Yep.
So you can always get the fried green tomatoes there. The ribs are on our dinner menu. The pot pies are a limited time offering, so you can get that through the end of January.
Okay.
And then
A
we go back
wintertime
to
seasonal special.
correct.
And let's talk about some other things that are coming up, because we've got a whiskey seminar that you have here, I guess, from time to time every month. And that's going to be on Wednesday, January 29th.
Yeah, it's on the 29th. We're doing with 1792. So, really nice.
Good.
It's our
That's a
newest.
good
It's a great one.
bourbon.
It's a
I
great
got
bourbon.
that in the liquor cabinet.
We
I
have those
love
guys there. We have the Fort Lauderdale Whiskey Society next Wednesday for their monthly meetup. So they usually they come in for us. So that's
I've done this with Val and had an excellent time.
Yeah.
And it's nice that we can actually walk home, although we just got an Uber home. But yeah, $10 and you get all these little samples.
100%.
And hang out with people that are really into good whiskey and bourbon, and it's a fun time. So if people want to get involved with that, how do they?
Yeah, they
do
can
that?
go to the website. We do sell tickets through Eventbrite, so they can go on there. It's $10. You can book your seat on
nothing.
there. Exactly, especially for the whiskey tastings. We do have limited seats for
Right.
it. And we usually have to, unfortunately, turn a couple people away. So they do sell out.
They
every
sell
month.
out, and then the regular menu is available if you want to supplement your whiskey drinking with some great.
I always
Southern
tell
cuisine.
it's on Wednesday night, so you can come in for Whiskey Wednesday, come in a little bit early, come in for happy hour, take advantage of some of the cocktail deals and the happy hour food options, and then go to the whiskey tasting, make it a cheap, pretty affordable night, and you can really get some cool stuff out of it.
And then coming up in February, it's the shortest month, but it's packed with action.
Yes,
We've
it
got
is.
Valentine's Day. What's going on here?
We're going to be doing some chefs features, so
Oh,
we'll have
nice.
some more Valentine's Day featured items, both beverage and food. It's on a Friday this year.
Do you take reservations?
We
here?
do take reservations. So
Oh, you
So-
do?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Valentine's
Yes.
Day is on a Friday. It means
Oh,
it's
geez.
going to be a prime
Mad
time
Nice.
night.
What date is that?
Is it the 14th? Is it the same every month, every year?
December
Yes, it is.
25th every year. Oh, wait, that's Christmas.
It's February 14th, right?
February 14th every
I would
year.
have asked. I
This week of
didn't-
Friday. Pro tip, just kind of move your internal calendar up a day. Celebrate it on the night of the 13th. Get a nice romantic dinner, and then at the stroke of midnight, you
Listen
can
to
have
Mr. Romance
a
now.
loving
Mayo.
moment. with
Unbelievable.
yeah.
I like that.
You know
I
what?
like- I
Next
like
to Thanksgiving, I think the only other day that's of celebration like that I've blown more often is Valentine's Day. I have a very poor track record on that.
I'm with you.
And then, now after Valentine's Day, and that's going to kick off a long holiday weekend, because Monday, February 17th is President's Day,
Yes,
and
it
you're going to
is.
be doing one of your brunches, right?
Yeah, we have our Monday brunch coming up this Monday for MLK Day.
Oh, great. Okay.
So any of the
Oh, nice.
Monday holidays, we always do brunch. So nice long weekend this coming weekend, and then the last weekend or the second to last weekend in
And
February.
that's great to know that all the kind of federal holidays,
The
you'll
Monday
have
holidays,
your
yeah.
usual weekend brunch menu available,
Correct.
including the bottomless mimosas
Absolutely.
and other things. And is that still at $25?
It's still $25.
Even though it's 2025 and a lot of people have raised their prices, you're holding the line.
we're holding steady with that one.
$25
Yeah.
for 2025.
But it's
That's
not
gonna-
just mimosas too. So you can get mimosas, bellinis.
What?
You can get our house made sangria.
Yeah, you get the other drinks, right?
The
Yeah,
red sangria and our
And you can
ginger
bounce
peach,
back and
our
forth,
ginger
which is
peach
really
white
cool.
sangria.
Yeah, it's all happening right here, and this is applying applicable at all three.
All
batch
three of the
Southern-
new Southern Kitchens. Yes.
Yeah. Clematis Street up in West Palm Beach, now in the Delray Marketplace in West Delray, where there's plenty of free parking,
Yes, there is.
hassle-free, and then right here in Fort.
Now, is there a
Lauderdale.
place in Miami? What's
That's the original location.
Okay.
That's still
But it's the other kind,
more of
right?
a gastropub concept?
yeah, it's still
where there's-
operating on the original menu and the original design. So it's the gastropub. So there's definitely a lot of similarities as we've updated this menu.
Okay.
But they don't have all the Southern
we
staples.
got to take another break. Can you stick around?
Yeah,
Because
I
I
can
did
stick around,
have
yeah.
more questions for you about this whole restaurant concept in general and
Yeah.
how it's gotten to where it is after, I think it's like 11 years in, right?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
it's been around that long.
Yeah,
Wow.
the original one opened in Miami as a gastropub in 2014 or 13,
Yep,
something
13.
like that. 13. Oh wow! So
the smoke flavor
Oh,
on the
it's
cheese
beautiful.
grits?
it's all good.
Where's
It's
that
all
come
good.
from, man?
That's gonna be
That
from the smoked cheddar inside there.
Smoked cheddar.
Wow, that is great.
Let's take our second break. Before we do, let me just put in the good word about our friends at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. If you are staying around at home and entertaining people throughout the football playoff season, the big game, and whatnot, I didn't even ask you about the big game here.
Yeah, what's going on here?
I know it goes
It's
later
got to
in
be
the
a nice
night.
party.
So
Yeah, I
it
mean,
starts at 6:30.
We do some promotions for it. We did a couple things last year for it. So definitely want to get some traction in.
We have TVs all throughout.
We have
inside.
TVs inside and on the outside bar. That outside bar area is a great place to
Kickoff
watch.
at 6:30. I know things kind of settle down here on a Sunday night a little bit earlier, but for the big game, I'm sure you'll be around.
We'll
and
definitely have
serving
some traction.
to the end.
And last year, like I said, it's we end brunch at 4 p.m. and we had a
Man,
lot of
hang on.
carryover from brunch into
Great.
the big game kickoff.
That's going to be on
Hey,
February
think about this, too.
6th. I
You
forget.
could throw
February
a party
9th,
at your
February
place,
9th.
and you'd have a lot of people that you don't even know. They show up there arbitrarily. Or you could come here and just enjoy yourself.
Oh, no.
And imagine having this as the array of food. And this is like a small portion of what they offer at
It's a
Bat
beautiful
Southern Kitchen.
thing.
Unbelievable.
Getting back to Delaware, though, for those who want to have some home parties, home entertainment, they will make you great platters. Just go in there and get a whole bunch of their fresh Florida stone crab, the Key West pink shrimp, their house-made sausage, whether it's turkey or traditional pork. They have some great butcher items also, the steaks, beef.
Gene was on his game
chicken.
yesterday.
Oh, and yeah, that
he was on his
turkey
game.
chili there also.
No,
Do you like that? You
outstanding.
really do? Because that's not
No, it was
necessarily your
really. I
game.
forgot it was turkey.
I was
I'm not gonna lie.
diving
I was
in. Yeah.
pounding it. It was really good.
Go online, DelawareChicken.com is their website. You can get all their information. Sign up for their weekly newsletter that has their specials. Delaware Chicken and Seafood Farm has been doing it for over 60 years. 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood. It is the home of freshness, value, and service. Delaware Chicken. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, let's take break number 2, and we're going to come back with some more questions for Brandon. And I'm so glad that Brandon is not only losing weight, but he's also been allowed to kind of take the pixelation off his face. He was not allowed to show his face for a while, but
Yeah.
all the
The guy was
various
in good shape before, though. This is the weird
Yeah,
thing about
he's-
this. This is what freaks me out. I mean, the guy was in good shape and he gets in better shape. And here we are. I mean, a pathetic lot. I mean, when it comes to this category.
My motivation's you
yeah.
guys.
Yeah, he's motivating me to get
Jesus,
that.
I can't be that.
Ozempic.
We're feeding our face here. You're shooting
Get closer
Ozempic
to
like it
Mayo.
was, Kurt Cobain. I mean, unbelievable.
All right, let's do break number 2. We'll be back with more from Batch after these words. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C. 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the New River. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey district, just south of the Science Museum. For reservations and all right, we're back, and as usual, my face is full of food. In this case, the baby back ribs here.
It didn't take you long to get to them.
Now, is this a new menu item, or did I just miss it?
No, you've missed it.
Yeah, I didn't realize you guys had this.
Yeah, we've had them on the menu for quite some time. So, I mean, you get a full rack of ribs. It's smothered with our root beer barbecue sauce.
Which is fantastic.
So, I mean,
the
it's
same
really
thing
great
that
combo.
is in the burnt ends dish,
Correct.
right? I love that
burnt
sauce.
ends. We put them on top of the smoked egg rolls that we have too. So it's kind of our house barbecue sauce served with fries and our house-made coleslaw too. So
Very
you
nice.
really can't beat the
Is that-
value on it.
They call that the Danish baby back ribs,
Yes.
or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that?
Danish are a little bit smaller,
Okay.
so you get a little bit leaner of the,
These
of
are
the meat.
nice.
But
These
those are nice
very
and hearty. You get
Yeah.
a good chunk of meat in there.
Good stuff here at Batch New Southern Kitchen. All right, I had a question for you. The name Batch. Where did Kevin come up with that, and how? And
Or
just
small batch
naming
whiskey, right? Or
things
is that
in
the whiskey?
restaurants, it always fascinates me of how people choose the names that they give. So, do you know the origin story?
Yeah,
of
I mean,
Batch?
Kevin, when he opened this up, 11 years ago, it was based on the bar program. So he's very bar centric with, kind of the way his mind works towards restaurants. He's always promoting, the bar as much as possible
Okay.
and, crafty style bars. So we actually, batch a lot of our cocktails in the house cocktails in large quantities. So, the bootlegger, the 305 Collins, and some of, the blackberry lemonade that you have. Those are ones we make. And the cool part about the batching process.
Half of my food is on the floor.
Fumbled by
It's all
Defo. He's the
Yeah, the nice part about the batching process is we actually use higher ended ingredients and we take
Right.
our time, similar to like a prep cook does in the kitchen.
I saw some people were complaining about pre-batch cocktails, and to me, it's like, what's the difference as long as
It
the
just
amount of
depends, yeah.
alcohol is consistent, and then you stir it up.
Well, people don't realize some of the legwork that goes into some of the pre-batch cocktails themselves, or they think that it's an older product or whatnot. I mean, the amount of volume that we go through there. The other side of it is just speed of service. So, I mean, we have a big restaurant here.
Yeah.
On a Sunday
if
brunch,
you had to make every
Oh my
cocktail
God.
to
it would take you
order,
30 minutes just to get a simple cocktail coming off
And
there.
then they complain
So-
about that. So.
and
Exactly. So we batch it. Yeah, we
now you're getting
So you
it.
pick the lesser of the complaints.
right,
Yeah, because
right.
I saw somebody who wrote a positive review of the Mai Kai, which is just reopened, and they're famous for their tiki cocktails and their
$80
beverage
cocktails.
program, but they also batch and pre-batch some of their cocktails for speed. And
the nice part about ours
consistency.
too, though, is we'll batch them and then we keg them in house. We carbonate them in house, similar to like our root beer that we make, and then we put it on tap. So it's great. You get a more consistent product across the restaurant too. So instead of relying on a bartender that may not measure exactly.
I was trying to figure it out because it's like it wasn't the New Southern Kitchen concept at that point, and I was saying, but a batch of biscuits is what I always think of with batch.
It fits.
I always thought about with small batch whiskey. Like you get a small batch.
Okay, there you go.
So I was thinking like in that regard. I think
it stemmed from the actual concept of the batching program that just really kind of grew upon itself. And then when we opened up the Southern concept years ago, back up in West Palm Beach, that's really where the Southern brand grew from.
Yeah, that's great. So,
do you remember when you used to go to the barber, Mayo? You were probably too young for this, but where they used to dust you up like a whisk broom after?
Oh yeah,
I need that right now from the food. The guy to come with a little powder and then take the crepe paper up your neck.
Yeah.
He's the Raheem Mostert of Lunchbox hosts today. He's fumbling. He's
fumbling and bumbling. I got half the food on the floor.
I really appreciate the time today, Brandon, and I'm so glad that you are here now helping to raise the hospitality game here. And I don't want to bash anybody else, but the place where you used to work, the other week I was lazy. It was during like one of those football playoff nights with the college football, and I know the food here, and I just wanted to try that place again because I kind of hadn't been in a while, and so I ordered food to go, actually from delivery, and the items were just, I hate to say it just wasn't good. It just wasn't the flavorings, the spice profiles, everything seemed a little bit off. So they miss you. But it is like when I come here.
The smile like pretty much.
No, we're not here to denigrate anybody else. All I want to have a great meal every time I order from any place. I want to be, I
they're
think
a product of the House of No, is that what you call it?
Oh, no, not that place.
They're a product.
Oh, they are?
It's a product of,
interesting. I did
He
not
was
know
saying.
that.
That's why he had the right smile for you.
Right. Okay. Look, all I know is now if I'm going to just stay in and actually order from a
You're not far from
delivery
here.
app.
You got to be close.
Give us a call.
I will.
We do delivery.
You do
takeout.
delivery.
Yeah,
Okay.
They do.
Absolutely.
Well, we know they go to like crazy lengths to make sure that what you get delivered is as close to what you're going to get here, which again, we know I don't expect from anyone and not everyone can do. So that's another
I think they send a chef to your house and they cook it right there. That would be Kevin and Brandon's strategy.
All good. Well, keep up the great work here. And you know what? Lo and behold, look what happened. For whatever reason, I just seem to gravitate to
the prettier glass.
Rounded
Exactly.
coupe glass. It seems to be going down a lot smoother in the coupe glass.
Imagine that.
But it would be like this. I mean,
Imagine
like wine served in a glass with a stem versus this. You're drinking the same wine.
Well,
So number one, I mean, it's a ridiculous complaint, and like if you're looking for style, I really think that my parents were
Way
antique
more
dealers. That has much more style than the standard
and
martini glass.
the other, and I get it. Not everyone would know them. We do. The funny thing is, I guarantee there were discussions over the glasses and research and tests and takes.
Everything
and
is
a
considered.
freaking group
Yes.
to back. That's what I find funny to do it here. It's like, there's probably a reason why it's that glass. So that's the funny thing.
To each their own.
We have proof.
To each their
This
own.
one goes
you
down
guzzled
smoother,
that. Wow.
and I
Nice.
very all right, we got one more break. Brandon, we'll see you hopefully soon.
Yes.
If not next month, then some other time. And
Oh,
how
what
are
a
things
great
going
job,
up? And do you go around the different?
I've been
locations?
here in Fort Lauderdale through the holiday season, making sure that we've had busy December,
Yeah,
January, February upcoming. So I'm planting here. So the other stores
So
I
and
talked
Kevin's
to
been
quite
in
a bit.
Delray a lot, right?
Yeah, he's been bouncing around a little bit more. We've been really good.
All good. Sounds good. All right, let's take our third and final break today, and then we'll be back with.
This
more
is one of your happy places, man.
Oh,
it really is.
absolutely.
Yeah. No, there's a whole
And
different vibe with you.
Today
It's great. Yeah.
Sometimes I just stop in on the way when I'm coming back from somewhere, and I just go
grab
to
a
the
drink,
bar and
Yeah.
have a little happy
Which is
hour
a lot better
vibration.
habit considering all of this medical stuff you went through yesterday than stopping at Burger King
That's-
on your way back from the Hard Rock and another tough defeat.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm disciplined. I'm learning from this Marine here that it is possible to have discipline, and sometimes you need a little extra
Get
help.
down and give me 20.
Come join me on a run on the
That's-
boardwalk.
All right.
Yeah,
How
wow.
about a nice little saunter? All good. All right. We'll be back after these words on the Lunchbox.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and Once again, I got ribs in my mouth. We're back. That was fun. Lubie, do you have any comments while I finish chewing?
Well, I was going to say, I want to remind people, this is round one. We have round two later tonight from the Walk and Roll. Hopefully, you'll join us with some of the remaining tickets that are there for the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival.
Where's the
Walk and Roll.
location on that one?
Is that? I guess it's called back. It used to be America's Backyard. I guess now it's Backyard.
It's called the Backyard or Backyard. It's in Hermarche.
Right by
It's
where
right next to
Revolution-
Revolution
Oh,
Live.
yeah,
It's on that
Revolution, yeah.
side street. Really
Good
nice
spot, good
venue
spot,
because
yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
it's got two different levels. We're going to be up on the
Yep.
second floor broadcasting. It's a big stage. There's going to be a band. I'm hoping the weather holds up this year.
Yeah, that was the
I
only
see
thing.
there's a chance of
It may
rain the
rain.
next few days.
It's going to be fine.
Yeah, but I think
Well-
it'll rain during the day, which I don't mind because it'll be nice tonight.
Right. Now, I'm just hoping that, again, the barbecue competitors are
And that's
going
in
to
the
be
field
setting
now.
up and
Yeah, yeah.
smoking for 24 hours tonight down at that park on Las Olas Intracoastal Park. That's going to be a lot of fun. And, the smokers are covered, so they could be smoking the meat even if it's a little bit of light rain. But everybody wants good weather for all these events. So let's do our anti-rain dance, and I'm sure it'll be
Exactly.
good. Hey, a couple of sponsor notes. It's great to see. Well, first of all, Tropical Acres, they have their happy hour going Monday through Friday as usual. So you could get in there tonight, 4:30 to 6:30, and get your great half-price drinks and all kinds of great bar bites, and then go in and get your prime rib and other delicacies and specials. Tropical Acres in business over 75 years. The Studiali family do a great job. 2500 Griffin Road. A couple other things. Our friend Andy Cagnetta, who is at Transworld Business Advisors, he texted me the other day, said, I've got a group of 12 guys in from Minnesota. We were supposed to go to a certain restaurant, but they don't have TVs there. These guys wanted to watch the Vikings game against the Rams. It didn't
Oh, it's
turn
the
out
weekend.
too well. He goes, do you know any
Oh,
restaurants
this was Sunday.
where they have – no, this is Monday night.
The one
Monday
that
night
got
game.
moved. Yeah.
You know any restaurants where I could get a group of 12 guys in where they could watch the game. Immediately, I said, Cafe Seville. That's the answer.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I sent out the bat signal to Joey.
Okay, they wanted like a nice.
They wanted
wanted
a nice
that you could also
restaurant,
watch. Okay.
but they could peel off and
Because I
go.
could pick a ton of like
The
bars.
bar has 2 TVs.
Oh, Seville's a great
So
movie.
basically, they could go from that little.
Or they could sneak into the back bar with Geach and the boys.
Yeah.
And bet the
Sometimes they have
races
a
at
thing.
Treadway Park in between appetizers.
I got a text from Andy the following day saying Cafe Seville was great,
Yeah.
and it is great. Joey is just wonderful. And if you do need to watch a horse race,
You would
or
have to put it in the top 5 restaurants in South
It's-
Florida.
they
No?
do
Would
such
you?
a great
Mike
job.
Mayo, I
in
mean,
Broward County,
it's a
it's a
tough
perennial.
category to crack. Yeah.
It's a perennial, but
They're
in Broward
fantastic.
County,
They're fantastic.
Cafe Seville is definitely in my
They do such a
top
good job.
5.
Top 5, it makes a Mayo top 5.
Oh
Nice.
yeah,
No,
consistency,
no.
the great fish dishes, that
Oh,
pulpo,
and the service is
the
great
Santa
too.
Fe
The
sauce.
vibe.
It's
And
my,
Joey
it's
goes-
my number one
where
go-to
else
place.
can you catch
Yeah.
a drink and the late double? And,
Well,
watch it
and
all
then
together.
bet it enthusiastically with people that are lining
Yeah.
up. They drop whatever they're doing and they go,
Yeah.
"Come on with this plate,
Yeah.
there's
And
2,
Joey
yeah."
literally works
I
the
love
tables
the vibe
himself.
there. It's the
Like,
quintessential,
it's a really cool vibe.
like, local spot where people go in there. They have their own seat at the bar.
But
where
elevated food too.
I
which
love
is cool.
Cafe Seville. And then number 2, my man Perkins, Chris Perkins.
Oh,
who,
yeah. Did he win an award?
No, but he reached out to me saying he has some out-of-town foodie friends coming in,
Uh-oh.
and they were looking for a good seafood place on Las Olas.
Oh wow.
And I said, there's 2 options. One of them is more fancy, white linen, good place called Lobster Bar, on Las Olas. I said, but if you want really good food, but in a casual setting, and it's right overlooking a canal,
That's your commercial
even
description.
keel,
Keel.
Las Olas Boulevard.
And they have
And
Las
sure
Olas.
enough,
They
Perk
went?
said they
Yeah.
want to go. They're going there tonight. I
Oh,
sent
good.
out the back signal to Dave, who handles the kitchen now at
Las Olas.
at Even Keel Las Olas.
Yep.
Top-notch seafood in a casual setting, and that canal location. It's
They'll be
really,
happy there.
It's
No
really
doubt.
chill.
No, it's fantastic.
So I
The Las Olas
I
location is
said,
beautiful.
Dave, my buddy Chris Perkins, longtime Sun Sentinel sports writer, he's coming in. Treat him well and charge him double. And hopefully,
You
that's
know, it's good though. You're sending people to our sponsors, Mike Mayo. You
Well,
really have, picked up a lot of knowledge about this business over the last 3 years. Because but these are places you
If
would
it's-
gladly recommend.
Well, that's
if
why he
it's-
sends them
yeah,
there.
if
Because he
it's
knows
Lunchbox approved,
they'll get a great meal and a great time.
Sheldon Glass loves that saying, by the way. Sheldon G.
Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved.
He goes and gets a hot dog and he says, yeah, it's lunchbox. approved."
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
did you see? I
Well,
forgot
hot
to
dog heaven
pass
is
along.
Lunchbox.
His trainer up at Tampa Bay Downs had 2 horses in the same race yesterday. He told me
They both
tell
won?
Defo to box him, and you know what happened?
1-3.
Did they
No,
win?
Yeah, it split 1-3. So it's I say I
You know
don't-
me, I go all in the middle.
Oh, okay, for the trifecta. So did you have it? That's
No,
good.
I didn't
You
know
didn't
about it.
care
Of
for
course,
it.
you never
Tell
told
him.
me.
I
I
never
forgot
told
to
him.
tell you.
Why would you give me winning information when you can
Only the
continue to
loser.
bury me
There's a
for
horse
your horrible picks?
running back last Saturday winner, something Ed's special something is coming back Saturday. He won last week. He's running again this week. He's he's kicking down the barn door. So that's your tip for the day, Saturday at Tampa. Ed's
You've been winning
something.
lately, huh?
I've been doing okay with the horses.
Yeah.
Poker, not so good, but that's okay.
You gotta talk to my man Johnny Chan. I will
Alright.
get you a private poker playing lesson with Johnny Chan, if you would like, Mike Mayo. That would be my
Oh,
gift to
that'd be
you.
sort of cool.
Would you like to sit down with Johnny
Just talk
Chan
to him, yeah,
and get the gist on what you really need to do to improve your game?
I think
Johnny Chan, think about that. Johnny
that's
Chan.
an offer I can't refuse. Of
Yeah, if
course,
you're
I
down to
would
sit
do
down and
that.
hang
I
out.
think I'd like to think I know a lot of the basics and also what to do.
You're not Johnny
I
Chan.
also know
That's like
yeah.
mentality.
that there are some people in life that are just not lucky at cards, and
or
every time
anything for that matter. Yeah.
every time that river hits, and then the guy hits his inside straight or hits the flush,
Hey, 2 of clubs, the only card that could beat me, and there it is, right?
or
Big,
I'm
big,
patient
flashy.
all night. I finally pick up pocket queens, and then sure enough, I go all in. A guy snap calls, and he has pocket kings.
All right,
Those are the breaks. of the
hold me
game.
to it, Louis. That's my gift to Mayo.
Okay.
No,
A
yeah,
private
yeah.
poker lesson with Johnny Chan. I will arrange that for
Well,
him.
we had a great time.
I don't know
today.
how much I'm gonna have to pay him. But,
Oh well.
well, I mean, because it's not like I'm bringing Phil Helmuth in to get some lessons.
All right. Yeah, I could use all the help I could get. So
I would talk to the guy. I
All
mean,
right,
yeah.
sorry.
I mean, why not talk to the greats?
there's that's why not. If I had a
Yeah.
chance to pick the brain of a top chef, I
If
would.
Costas said, "Hey, I want to talk to you about your shows," I'm in.
Oh
you know?
yeah. Yeah. God knows what he would say. He would say, "Stop spitting all the food on the microphone."
No one could judge this show.
I mean, they can't.
Well, this is in a class of its
That would
own.
be dumb.
Takes
Bottom
advantage.
level claimers,
Yeah.
non-winners of anything
at
lifetime.
Mahoning, I mean, we may as well be at Mahoning Valley. I mean,
All right, thanks to everybody out there.
Tonight.
Thanks again to Brandon. Oh
At
yeah, and we'll
six,
see you in a few hours. We'll be
6,
out
6,
at.
you
at
guys
the
got to
Walk
go
and Roll.
straight there, don't you?
I'm gonna take a little nap.
Lubie going home to
I
walk
took
his
my
dog.
walk this morning. Do you
Yeah,
think
I'm
you
gonna
proud
go
of
home.
me?
You know what? I had to skip it yesterday. It really
3+
killed me.
miles, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I feel so much more energized.
You
after
look
take
good.
that
You're
walk.
looking good.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I walked back and forth to the cocktail event last night. By the way, congratulations to Miles, who
our guy?
basically.
Are you
yeah,
shooting yet?
Oh, Miles.
Miles won.
Miles
Oh, he's
Davis?
great.
No,
is it
Miles,
Standish?
I believe is Standish. Is
It's
his last
actually
name.
Miles Standish.
Miles
is his name.
Standish?
Yes, that's is it.
No,
No,
yeah.
It's
Miles,
not that. No, I think
Miles
it is.
Robinson is his name, but he goes by Standish Cocktails.
He does go by.
makes
But he
sense.
works up for the subculture group up in Boca.
Oh, he's a
He
good
works
dude.
at
I like that.
Penelope is the new restaurant. But
Uh-huh.
he knocked
he
him
won?
dead. Yeah, he used wild turkey bourbon with butternut squash. He
How
mixed
was
it. It's really
'Cause
creative.
he's like a
Yeah.
chef too. He's a really good chef.
He's very, very creative. That was good. But anyway, I walked back and forth from the house because
Good,
now
man.
that I'm living downtown Fort Worth, I'm going to walk tonight
No,
to
There you go.
backyard.
This is very encouraging.
he's
Do you
trying.
find it
I'm
that
trying
way,
to
Louis?
turn a new leaf.
He's
In
trying.
terms of perpetuating the show for, like,
Yeah, for a couple of more years.
Yeah.
Until I kill it.
as long as you need the
Jesus.
money. Yeah, exactly.
That's it. All right. Have fun, everybody. Enjoy every sandwich. Hopefully, we'll see you out there at Backyard for Walk and Roll tonight at the Lauderdale Food Festival. Enjoy every sandwich.